Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and look at this from Link2, who is one of my sponsors. Recently published white paper, Link2 portfolio company Ripple Labs confirmed by 2024 at least half the world's population is expected to use digital wallets for transactions that will be valued at more than $9 trillion annually. They still have Ripple Labs available. Links in the top of the description if you want to go look at Ripple Equity or PolySign Equities on there too right now. All right. Now, against that backdrop, look at this moronic news. Breaking: Coinbase announces its wallet will stop supporting Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, XLM, and XRP, citing low usage. Okay? That's not to be confused with Coinbase. That's Coinbase Wallet, which I don't think anybody uses anyway. I think the low usage might be the Coinbase Wallet itself. Now, I like this. XRP macro outlook, been range bound for 5 years now between 15 cents and $1.97. The price action suggests that it will likely take another 1.25 to 1.5 years for macro range to break out, with my main target at $25. That's his bullish thesis. I will take it all day long. Now, David Schwartz was at, what's it called? Decentral down in Miami. Listen to this.
Or winner take all, or how do you view that, I guess, when it comes to how you think of the, Bitcoin versus XRP or Ripple?
I think there's kind of two ways that you can look at that. One is looking at the blockchains themselves, and the other is looking at the digital assets themselves, and you kind of get different answers. But I think in both cases, certainly for layer one blockchains, it's not an either or. You might like Bitcoin as an asset, but you don't like 10-minute confirmation times. You can move Bitcoin on the XRP ledger. You can say Bitcoin is the digital asset that I like. I like its tokenomics. I like its volume and liquidity. I'm happy with its volatility. I want to use Bitcoin. That doesn't mean you have to transact on the Bitcoin blockchain. Most Bitcoin transactions don't take place on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? A lot of them take place on centralized exchanges. And then there's the question of, well, what layer one blockchain has the characteristics I like? Does it have low fees? Does it have fast confirmation? Is it decentralized? Is it censorship resistant? And you don't necessarily have to be locked in to the same decision, to parallel decisions. But I also think fundamentally the idea that there's going to be one world currency is just hopelessly naive. I just don't see. And even if you do think that's going to happen, let's say you're a Bitcoin maximalist, Bitcoin, not the blockchain, but the asset. You think that Bitcoin is the be-all, end-all asset. Well, first of all, people are going to want to do all different kinds of things with that asset, and they'll need systems with different semantics. But also, we're not there today, right? 99.99% of the world's value is not in Bitcoin. And so we're going to need interoperability. We're going to need on-ramps and off-ramps. We're going to need all of the same things that the Bitcoin blockchain can't provide any of them. So there's still a lot of work to be done, not in the not right in the Bitcoin.
Sure. And so, in the XRP ledger context, I think a lot of people here know, it to be used in banking, and you have some banking partnerships and relationships that you've built overall. Can you walk us through how that works and how they think about that? And then I'd love to get back to the NFTs here after that.
Yeah. So Ripple is a company. It's centralized. We have a CEO. We have employees. We have people who hold Ripple stock, who own equity in the company. It's just like any other corporation. And we wanted to figure out what we could do. We wanted a decentralized blockchain, but there's, just
all right. Interesting clip. There's 4 clips. I'm not going to play the rest of them. I wanted to give you some thoughts here. So yesterday, Elon Musk says a revolution against online censorship in America, after this person had said, just finished my podcast, what did I miss? And he goes on, he says the Twitter files on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened. That's going to be interesting. This is a battle for a future of civilization. If free speech is lost, even in America, tyranny is all that lies ahead. So he's on now, I want to give you a thought here that that I've had for quite a while. And my thought is, first of all, let's preface it by this. So we know that Elon Musk is fighting a free speech battle on Twitter. Well, the irony is that we also know that he's buddies. You remember when ETHGate, when we were really uncovering ETHGate and tying it to Web3 and all that, and Andreessen Horowitz, these guys were tag teaming it at Andreessen Horowitz at the time. He says, has anyone seen Web3? I can't find it. Jack Dorsey says it's somewhere between A and Z. M something something is what Elon Musk says back. So these guys obviously are friends. We've seen them on YouTube channel, on people's YouTube channels together doing interviews. Well, the irony here is that what Elon Musk is at Twitter trying to fix, Jack Dorsey presided over. And we know a couple of things about Jack Dorsey. We know he was at Twitter when all the major censorship occurred, okay? He was the guy that presided over it. Now we know they're friends. We know that Jack Dorsey started Twitter and he's friends with Greg Kidd, who was at Ripple. Greg Kidd was one of the early investors in Twitter. We know that Elon Musk is ex-PayPal, and you saw my PayPal video yesterday. We know that Jack Dorsey is now off, and he's just gone off to create Blue Sky, which is going to be, the whole purpose of Blue Sky is to be a decentralized social media platform. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is over at Twitter fighting for freedom of speech and trying to fix Twitter. I have to wonder, folks. We also know all the XRP and XLM stuff I told you yesterday having to do with PayPal. You have to wonder. There's one other thing we know about both of these guys is that they're very active on social media, both of them. And guess what? There are 3 letters, actually 6 letters, that neither one of these guys have ever breathed a word of. 2 words and 6 letters. The 2 words are Ripple and Stellar. You look everywhere. You can't hear them. Both of them will talk about Bitcoin all day long or Dogcoin, but there's 2 words and 6 letters that they will not talk about. The 2 words are Ripple and Stellar, and the 6 letters are XRP, XLM. You will never see these 2 guys talk about them, and we know that this guy's got an obsession with X. I think I'm directly over the target. I think that you're going to see, I think that these guys are working separately. Look, by the way, his website's called blueskyweb.xyz. Okay. I think these guys are somehow working together on this thing, and I think the merger of what they're working on, I do wonder if Jack Dorsey was over at Twitter, doing all of the censorship to make it become an issue. I wonder that even. I could be wrong on all of that, but I don't think I'm wrong on all of it. I think I'm right on a good percentage of what I just said. Now, just in, financial giant Fidelity has officially opened retail Bitcoin and crypto trading accounts. You know what I would do if I was Fidelity? You know who I think one of the greatest companies, and they're not paying me to tell you this, but one of the greatest companies that if I was a Fidelity, I would go and I would buy yesterday is iTrustCapital. I mean, Fidelity's opening up for their retail customers now. I think that iTrustCapital would be the greatest purchase in the history of crypto purchases. There's a few companies they're struggling. Probably everybody's struggling right now, but there's a few companies that I think are great buys in this environment. I mean, just you're talking about a killer business model, iTrustCapital. Now look at this. The virtue was the con. Nails it. Maybe the best headline I've seen yet. SBF pitched himself as the honest crypto genius who'd spend his fortune saving the world. Then he spent other people's money saving himself. And this thing is baffling me. So BitBoy announced a day or two ago that he was going to do a Twitter Spaces with Sam Bankman-Fried had agreed to do a Twitter Spaces. Then the next day, these guys, this Mario Nawfal, said that SBF is going to join him on December 1st. Seems like BitBoy kind of got slighted in this. That's just my opinion. But what I don't understand about this is Sam Bankman-Fried's got both of his parents are attorneys. And there's not anybody listening to my voice who hasn't heard anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Any attorney is going to tell this kid to shut his mouth. His two attorney parents are not going to let him go on to a show like this unless they think he's already protected somehow, folks. Not going to happen. There's all kinds of stink coming up off of this thing. Look at this. Breaking news. India will start testing its retail central bank digital currency on Thursday in 4 cities with 4 banks. It has arrived. That's a good line right there. That's thumbnail worthy right there. It has arrived. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and families that it has arrived.